Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Jeremy Hiltz here at Hiltz Machine Works on the Main Machinist YouTube channel. And today I'm going to do a bench test of an air-cooled Volkswagen Starter. And I just grabbed a random starter from my parts hoard. This one came in a box of stuff that I got when I bought out a guy of all of his air-cooled Volkswagen stuff. And we're going to just bench test it, show you how easy it is to test a starter on the bench. We're going to be using 12-volt starters here, and I have a 12-volt battery down below. And this will also work on a 6-volt starter, although you may find that if the 6-volt starter is weak and it works fine on the bench with 12 volts, when you get it into a 6-volt car, you might not have the power to turn it like you did on the bench with 12 volts. So just keep that in mind. We're going to start off with a known good starter. This is my engine stand, and I have a starter in here that is a nice starter. It works fine for every time I've ever used it on the bench. And you can see here that I've got my 12-volt battery. I got an old set of cables that I use for doing this. I've got the ground at the where the starter mounts to the bell housing, and I've got the positive here at the solenoid. And then I just have a little alligator clip lead off the terminal there, and I'm just going to touch it and make sure everything's clean when you do this. And when I touch it, the starter, you'll hear the starter advance. Then I'm going to show you from the other side what it looks like with a healthy starter. You can hear it wind right up there. Has enough torque to move the whole bell housing a little bit. Okay, let's give you a view from the other side. So you're going to watch right in here, and you're going to see the starter advance, and it would be engaging the flywheel here if we had an engine installed. And I'm going to make contact. So that gives you an idea what a healthy one sounds like and looks like. Now we're set up with the starter that I just took out of my random parts stash. And you can see this one's not winding up like the other one did. Although it seems to be getting better. So what I would do on this one is I would mark this one with a tag that says potentially good. And I would put that on my shelf in my parts stash. Let's take a look at the starter for a minute and see if we can improve it. So what I've done is I sprayed a little bit of WD-40 just around the Bendix and everything. And I cleaned up a better spot for ground. And I wire brushed our connections. So let's put it back in the vise. We're going to try the same exact test, see if it acts any different. We are cleaned up back in the vise. Now let's see how it responds. Okay, so probably this one would need to be rebuilt. If, you know, I wouldn't use it as my first choice for my buggy or anything, but I would still mark it as possibly good and keep it on the shelf, because in a, you know, if you really needed it while you're waiting on parts or anything else, you might be able to get by with this one for a little while. But anyway, that's a great way that you can test very easily a starter on the bench for your air-cooled Volkswagen. Hope you enjoy the video. Tell me what you think about this in the comments. What would you do with this starter? And please like and subscribe and share these with your friends. Thank you.